Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Welcome to SGK's.
Welcome to SGK.
Welcome to SGK's
Around the world.
Wherever you are.
And in whatever time zone you're in.
Welcome to SGK's Around the World.
Welcome to SGK's Around the World.
Welcome to SGK's Around the World.
Seja bem-vindo a SGK Around the World.
We hope you enjoy the session.
We hope you enjoy the session.
A gente espera que você curta a sessão.
We hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you so much for Qian accepting our Around the World campaign, the invitations. And just to quickly introduce, Qian is our Beyond Meat marketing managers, and I am the client service director here in SGK Shanghai team. My name is Kevin Fan. So first of all, I'm so glad we have those kind of opportunities. For Qian, I actually prepared several questions for you. We have 3 segments. So the first segment is we understand that Beyond Meat is kind of newly entering the China market. So we just very quickly want to understand your knowledge about this category. So my first 2 questions will be, food is the very paramount, the necessity, especially for the Chinese people. Because we always say 民以食为天. So we understand the food is very important. And during the pyramid, the meat is on the top level of the food. So what is your strategy for Beyond Meat, for this brand to do the localizations? And what is your actions for this?
Beyond Meat entered the Chinese market and saw the unique opportunity of plant-based proteins in the local market due to the Chinese consumers' rapidly growing demand for meat consumption. There is a growing demand for more plant-based meat in China, and Beyond Meat is uniquely positioned to provide Chinese consumers with alternative and sustainable protein options. So rather than using strategies to change the importance of meat consumption to Chinese consumers or decrease their demand for meat, it is much more proper to say that Beyond Meat is aspiring to create a global shift in how people define and consume meat. On the premise of delivering the great taste, juicy texture, and culinary versatility similar to plant-based meat, Beyond Meat provide consumers with similar alternatives to the products they love in a sustainable way. By eating plant-based proteins, people are contributing to sustainability. In specifics, producing the Beyond Meat burger uses 99% less water, 93% less land, 46% less energy, and emits 90% fewer greenhouse gas emissions than producing a quarter pound US beef burger. This is the idea behind Beyond Meat's efforts to change the perception of meat consumption worldwide.
Okay, thank you for your response, Qian. So we understand. So we have the segment 2 is because our audience and even myself, we were just wondering about your China market nowadays, because first of all, we know the China market is like rapidly fasting, like, the speed is super fast, and we understand the consumers are very demand. So we know in recent 2 years, we understand a lot of like the local plant-based meats, they were just preparing for IPO, and they were just have a lot of fundings. So we are wondering, they are kind of developed the OEM products like the dumplings, like, the noodles, they were just more like considering the local consumers' behaviors. And also they want to fit their their preference in terms of like the food. So we understand how the Beyond Meat trying to develop the local strategies for like the different categories of the product lines, or do you have the special OEM brands? We are just wondering about this.
Sure. For sure, Chinese market is very competitive, and
right.
We have international and local competitors for sure. But for Beyond Meat, we offer Beyond Burger, Beyond Beef, and Beyond Pork. as the products we serve right now, and we also have many more to come in the future. So Beyond Beef and Beyond Pork provide home cooks with an excellent plant-based swap for very local dishes such as stir fry, dumplings, mapo tofu, even those local Zhejiang noodles and lion's head meatballs, you imagine. So furthermore, Beyond Meat continues developing and innovating more locally flavored plant-based protein products, as I said earlier. So for example, Beyond Pork designed to deliver great taste, juicy texture, and culinary versatility similar to animal-based ground pork. It's great for Chinese cooking, a rich source of protein with 18.5 gram per 100 gram serving. It also has approximately 50% less saturated and total fat than conventional 70 to 30 gram pork. So in addition to unlocking more cooking sense of plant-based proteins, Beyond Meat has bought its production facilities to the Zhejiang Economic and Technological Development Zone and announced to build R&D center in Shanghai in May, which aim to provide more localized products to Chinese consumers.
Fantastic, Chen, because the next questions is surrounding about how you got, because we know the foreigners, the consumers, they are more about the religions, and they were just consider about the healthy food in terms of like before they choosing the plant-based meat, all those kind of like the products. So what is your like the point of views, or like what is the key messages you want to communicate with the local consumers? What is the strategies of like in terms of like the localizations? So from the Beyond Meat perspective.
Okay, our target mainstream consumers are the meat lovers who are highly concerned with sustainability. More than focusing on taste, texture, flavor, and aroma, we're also very focused on optimizing pricing strategies for the benefit of consumers. One of our core values is to improve the availability and popularity of plant-based meat. So you see us working with many food service chains, including Starbucks China and Yum China. We are proud to provide consumers with high quality protein made from pure plant ingredients, allowing them to enjoy plant-based meat, nutritional and environmental benefits.
Okay, so probably it's just more focused on the ingredients, and also this is kind of like the healthy food for the local consumers. This is the key messages you guys want to deliver. Okay, Chen, according to the local surveys, we understand the local consumers because the different cultures, different behaviors while shopping, and most of the consumers right now, they were just to feel like, wow, this is curious, wondering what is kind of like the plant-based meat. So how you guys convince those local consumers from taking this as a try, then you guys just convince them to reproduce your product? What is your strategy?
Yeah, so as you said, China is still in a very early stage of trying out plant-based meat. So at present, Beyond Meat is actively improving Chinese consumers' awareness and the coverage of plant-based protein in the market. So in addition to cooperating with a well-known Chinese dining chain, including Jingdingshuan and those local restaurants, we also expand our retail channels. So as you know, we are currently selling through online platforms, including Tianmao, JD.com, and Pinduoduo, and offline retailers such as City Shop and Sam's Club. We hope to provide consumers with a more sustainable and convenient way to buy, so Chinese consumers can embrace a more sustainable lifestyle by adding plant-based protein into their daily diet.
All right. So according to the previous, those kind of like the inquiries, we do understand you just kick off by B2B channels when you just are coming to China market. So we actually knows in United States, we can easily just purchase the Beyond Meat products. So what is the business strategy behind the when you firstly just are coming to China, and how you guys to do the localization strategies? Because we know you guys just mentioned about the offlines, you will just go to the city supers, and also you can just have a lot of like the channels like the online for the Tianmao and Jingdong. So we want to understand your brand proposition and also the business strategy behind.
Beyond Meat entered the Chinese market through a partnership with Starbucks at the very beginning. In the past, the popularity and recognition of plant-based protein were relatively low in the Chinese market. So thanks to the high recognition of Starbucks, we hope to open the market of plant-based protein in China. With the expansion and the concept of plant-based protein has been widely accepted. Beyond Meat, as a leading enterprise in the industry of plant-based protein meat, formally entered the Chinese market. Our production facility in Jiaxing and R&D center in Shanghai represents different Beyond Meat's good prospects of development in the Chinese market, which also marks Asia's emergence as a key long-term growth market for Beyond Meat. And one of the core values of Beyond Meat is to promote the popularity of plant-based meat products. So we are committed to cooperating with the majority of food and beverage brands. We continue to promote the availability of plant-based products worldwide while setting internal growth targets to launch at least one affordable animal protein alternative products by 2024. So in addition, we hope plant-based protein consumption leads to a new sustainable lifestyle. Therefore, we are also interested in other brands for crossover collaboration to create a new local lifestyle for more young consumers, such as Generation Z in China.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just to believe, a lot of the people like young millennials and also Gen Z, they're just more and more pay attention into those kind of like the brands. So we're just looking forward to this, and it sounds very exciting for me. Oh, hey, Chen, I think it's a long conversations. We actually discussed about several questions, and we understand the market and the performance of the young brands, and in terms of like very healthy and very green food, the green future. For example, Oatly, everybody knows like recently it's kind of like the populars. It's replaced and instead of like the proteins. And what do you think of the plant-based meat? The potentials to get the improvement, and also in the Chinese market, and what do you think of like the next step of the plant-based meat? What do you think?
Chinese consumers continues demand for diversified and sustainable consumption has also brought a large, very, very large market for plant-based, like ingredients, food, and also plant-based meat. The main task for us will be creating our products that meet the different dining cultures and culinary habits in different regions with China. Beyond Meat will continue to develop innovative and localized products to unlock more plant-based protein cooking scenes, helping more Chinese consumers to discover the cooking versatility and adding plant-based benefits to our products.
Okay, sounds very good. I think you guys are already thinking about the future of either the product line or the specific like the products for the Chinese consumers. So I'm just very sure in terms of like the sustainability, in terms of like the special products, I think I do have the faith that Beyond Meat can do a very, very good performance here in China in the future.
Thank you, Kevin.